And here we are, week 3. Week 3, I can sell and recruit. How are you feeling? I'd love some feedback. What is so far? Richard, I love it. Richard holds up the green yes sign. The green yes sign. I love it. Tell me why, Richard, what's the green yes sign represent? What do you
Well,
get?
it represents being in the ease and flow of things, and just, I took your advice, by the way, and I started doing the e-card.
Yeah.
And doing different posts. The last one I did had almost 400 hits on it.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's working.
It is so working. It is so working. I gotta, okay, I'm going to play a message for you. I hope you can hear this. Richard, yes to everything that you said. And that was a sign you held up. I'm going to play it. I'm going to hope you're going to hear this. I'm going to play it as loud as I can.
Dude, I have
Can you hear that?
At people left and right. I just got a new customer. I don't even know how I got it. Just found the girl.
So is that coming through? Okay, I'm gonna restart it over. I just want to make sure it's up as high. I got this afternoon. This is from Daisy Goodwin. Daisy Goodwin, Elite Pro 9. She's been doing this I can stuff, right? Really focusing on her mindset since December. I know she came to the November event, and her team's just rocking. Listen to this.
Dude, I have been signing up people left and right. I just got a new customer. I don't even know how I got it. I just found the girl. I think she's Spanish. She wants this. She might even be American Indian. She's like, I want to be on your team. I'm ready to get the elite pack. I'm signing up now. I'm like, okay. So I want to equate most of this to you, Seth. So thank you again for introducing me to Deb and getting me off my tush to find my potential. Love you, friend. See you in Orlando, I hope. Okay, bye.
Now, what I want you to imagine is that is a message to you. We're going to jump out. That's a week. That's a month. That's a year from right now. And that isn't a message to me. That is a message to you. That's somebody that you've recruited. That's somebody that you've mentored. That's somebody that you have put in front of tools. What we're doing as a team. And those are the kind of calls that you're getting. Okay. I want you to anchor that in. I want you just to anchor that in and say, it is done. Will you do that with me? It is done. It is done. It is done. Awesome. Anybody else? Where are you? How have you felt? And this is the work. We're in the trenches here, in the trenches of our minds, of the patterns, the emotionality, the attitudes. Where you are right now in your mindset is a combination of everything that you have heard in your life, every experience that you've had in your life, kind of wrapped up. That's the box. That's the set point. And that's currently how and where you are comfortable operating. And we're here, of course, to push that out. I think it can be really dangerous to only wear happy faces and ignore the real facts sometimes. So this can be a workout call as well. All right. It's so important to identify so you don't continue just to bang your head against the wall. If you continue to come back, if you're not progressing on one particular thing, okay, then let's talk about it. We can play here as well. All right. So you don't have to feel like this is church on Sunday and you can only say the things that are really, really working well. Okay. Does that make sense? But know that if we play, we're going to play, right? We're going to stop sign and we're going to really work. So, yeah, Beverly, do you want to say something?
Yes.
So this has really moved me through a lot of energy. And at Escape the Ordinary, I figured out what was my stuck part, the abandonment. And I got really down yesterday because I woke up heavy in the red zone. And I was like, I need to figure this out. And so it was like doing the why, like 100 times, why. And it really nailed it. And yeah, and so I got up and got into the replays of the top 10 and caught the episode from November 10th when Marianne was on there and Deb did the tapping. And I wrote it word for word. So this go around in Sell and Recruit, I had people reach out to me and ask me if they could join my triad. That one felt good. And moving a lot of the people in the triad through, you know, some energy and digging down in the why. And everybody in the group is like 10, 10, 3 or 15, 10, 2, or they're all fired up. And it's really super exciting. And, you know, we've been working together on what to say and how to put out messages that show that we are showing, validate, emphasize, and appreciate. Where'd I get that from? Anyway, we're also having a lot of fun with it. And today I am up to 5 on my IPAs, which has exceeded any day in the whole thing. And then, you know, my enrollment day was 8/28. So my scripture is Romans 8/28. And so God works for our good in all things. And then you've got the Pro 3 thing, neuro tool that says, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. I've got a gal that works with the disabled vets. And she's like, will you reach back out to me in March? And then so I've got my form. And then on the backside, I've got my proven plan, which you put me second on the proven plan. I got so excited about that. So now, you know, with Richard Langenheim, hello, shout out. You know how the last time he said, well, I reached out to 400 people. I don't know what to do with them. So I have this book that I've written everything in on the scripts from CEO. And then Richard's follow-up. And so I just today reached out and was like, I know it's been a long minute. I see that you've watched the ABC. And with the scripts, I could just open up my book and just move through, you know, I think you're ready for step 2 or whatever I can't remember what it is. But I sent it out to 3 people. And I know where everybody is on my form. And I'm on page 2, which I should be it just feels so good to move through 1, 2, and 3 and show other people how to do that as well. And write their email and phone number on the back so I keep up with everything in case the rapid funnel isn't working out. I could keep moving. And I'm really excited about that. Thank you.
Bev, thanks so much for sharing. One of the thoughts I had was, you know, you talked about this concern, this part of your story, right? Part of your story and part of your experience is this concept and the reality of abandonment. And so to be able to go and ask those questions, I mean, it's emotional work. It is emotional work, right? We're emotional creatures and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful thing, actually, better than being, right? But to ask yourself why, well, why do I feel this way? Well, because of this. Well, why do I feel, why do I think that happened? Well, why do I think I reacted? And to get down and get down and get down and to come to what is this core belief, right? Because being abandoned, if somebody abandons you, it can hurt, but the more we're grounded in the beliefs that are true, right? True and real, right? For example, your belief in God is God ever going to abandon you, Beverly?
Never.
Never. He might let you go through some hard times. We all will walk through some hell, and that's for our good. All things will work for your good. But to really come down and to identify, what do we really believe? Do you believe that you are worth? Do you believe that you are worthy of rich and deep and intimate relationships?
Yes.
Yes.
And you know what, Seth? So it stemmed from my parents abandoning me, which, through the classes and courses, I've learned that it happened for me, and my dad did the best that he could. And we have a healed relationship now, but the fact that last year he asked me to never call him again because of his girlfriend was another abandonment. The fact that my ex-husband brainwashed my children and abandoned me during my life's dreams and turned my whole family against me, like all of them, including my sister, and all of that abandonment. And then whenever I started this business, or even in school, the abandonment that I felt like in school, and then I started this business and it was like my team, and then all the people that were closest to me abandoned me. And it is really a nice thing to really come to terms with all of it and just to find your community and to know that no one in CEO will ever abandon me. And the fact of, that's my whole issue with Brian, is he abandons me every single month and dangles, just learning what a narcissist was and an empath and how to say no thank you. And that tapping exercise, I wrote it down word for word. I kept pausing it and going back and just writing it down so I could move through the phases and have that tool. And in pandemic, realizing that these people out there, many of them have been abandoned too right now. Just they're in a bad space. And all I've been doing is pouring out love and nurturing and really showing value. I've been asking if they want, Kathy Coover is in here as well, and the CEO and the cup of virtual tea and what I'm going to talk about. This is like Deb's book. When Deb comes, and sends us through meditation, she opens up her book. She's so duplicatable. And I did this too. And my book says, let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. And if I ever had to evacuate the condo, this would be the first thing I took. And these tools, and you did this thing on one of the first Friends and Family Single Moms episode. You nailed it when you asked me to give my single mom story. I never even knew I had one, but I've been a single struggling mom for 10 years. And these nurses and these healthcare workers that are single moms and struggling and have to deal with the pandemic, I'm telling everybody, reach out to these people in your town. I know that in Texas alone, in October, 6,000 of them had to walk away. And now that I dug deep, and you told me that God wants Beverly Hill to be Beverly Hill. Thank you, Seth. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you're on the road. One thing I want to share, and then we're going to move on, is that You've made, and please light up the chat box. Beverly, you should read that chat box. There's a lot of love there for you. And we're here to support you. We're here to champion you, and to manifest, not outwardly what is true because we say it, but what is inwardly true because you believe it and because that's who you are, that you are worthy of deep and connecting and intimate friendships and of really changing and blessing the lives of others, right? It's nice to hear us say it, but the most important thing is deep inside you know it. But what I want to say is you're going to have journeys like this. And I mean, she's moving today, 5 IPAs, best day, like BDE, best day ever, right? It's a new high, right? And you're going to feel like you're flying high. And then at some point, you may encounter a little speed bump, folks. And that's okay. The reality is, if you're going from, we'll just use California. No, we won't. We'll use Texas because that's where Beverly is right now. If you're driving from Amarillo on the east, well, no, let's do Austin. If you're driving from Austin to Houston, okay, and traveling east, okay, and it's a couple of hours drive, okay, and I don't care how fast you're going, right? But if you're always stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, go, stop, you're gonna lose inertia, right? Because you're like anything, you build up some energy and then you stop, and build up some energy and stop. And sometimes you're gonna have to go potty. Okay. Sometimes you're gonna stop. It's okay. It's okay. Right. Sometimes there's gonna be a barbecue place on there, and that's a planned stop, right? But if you just keep on that road, and instead of stopping, folks, sometimes, some days, some hours, you're going to let off the accelerator. You'll still be moving. And then you get yourself back in there, right? You're going to peel the onion back. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to feel like you own the world. And then you're going to get another piece of that onion, right? Something's going to happen. And your brain's going to want to say that's because you're not worthy of deep connecting relationships. And you're going to feel abandoned again. But now you have tools. You have tools to correct, right? To minimize the speed bump and to keep going. And if you keep on that road from Austin, why would we want to go from Austin to Houston? Never mind. We're going to go from Houston to Austin. We're going to go to the hill country, right? We're going to go west. Go west, young woman. If you keep on that road, no matter how long that road trip is, you're going to make it. You're going to make it to your destination. So awesome stuff. Hey, I want to talk about, Beverly brought it up. Let's talk about triads really quick. We're going to have a couple of things to talk about in today's session as we've completed week 3 of I Can Sell and Recruit. How are your triads going? I'd love some feedback. I love my triad. We're rocking it. We did something that isn't outlined in the paper. Triads are 3 to 5. I had 2 leaders, a Pro 7 and a Pro 8, who said, let us know what you're doing, right? They're just feeling the infectious energy. They're not even in the class, but we let them in our triad and they're absolutely loving it. So we got great stuff happening in our triad. In fact, I'll tell you, I'm going to just be a little raw. Somebody in our triad is just crushing it right now, like crushing it, like 53 touches in a day, right? You make it out. 53 touches in a day. 53 times, I'm being interrupted by kids over and over and over. 53 touches in a day. And they said, I didn't report fully on the triad because I didn't want anybody in the triad to feel bad that they were, and I responded and I said, don't you dare, right? Something, I mean, these aren't my exact words, but the feeling was, don't you dare do that. You are flying high. You let your light shine. You got to be a testimony. Don't diss on your testimony of all these things, the good things happening in your life, right? Other people want to follow suit. That's great. They don't have to compare themselves to you. So we got some rocking things. We got people doing stuff, literally, by the way, they've never done ever to this level, and they're doing it in our triads. So that's my report. Somebody else I'd love to have 2 or 3 reports just on your triads. That's such a powerful tool.
I want to report that our triad is slacking. It's not that we're not working, we're working every day. It's just we're not reporting. We are very bad at that. So we got an F this week. I think I reported once.
I agree with,
Lawrence, you need to whip our, you know what?
I kind of like need to agree with Lillian. Usually I'm the one I'm usually the one who, you know, keep them on their toes, but I'm slacking. So yep, we need we need help.
No, I think what's great about the three of us is that one of the three is always going to be saying something. So when I see what Lillian posted this week, and maybe it was me last week, so we keep on our toes, and that's what we have to do. And we all know that we're doing, but we have to post. So we get an F this week. So next week we have to report next week that we're doing better, Lillian and Vivian.
Yeah, it's always work in progress. Yep, agree.
Well, we are trying on my triad. My other two members are both working nurses, and I'm a working realtor, and I put a property in escrow a couple days ago. So everyone has their, you know, distractions, but the team is really inspiring and has its attractions. So when you get home, you're like pulled back into the, and by team, not just the triad, but everybody. So I think we're all in the same boat, floating together and inspiring each other. Thank you.
Seth, I would like to mention something. It's not a triad, but that is the CEO Sell and Recruit. That act also as a triad,
Sure.
because we all watch that. So I'm looking at what Richard is doing. So those are all reminders. So it's like another triad. I just wanted to mention that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's community. I'm gonna direct your attention to page 10 in your workbook to maximize. We're just you're creating new neuron pathways. They're firing neurons that fire together, right? That wire together, fire together, right? So we got to do these over and over and over to get new pathways, new rivers, right? We got the Grand Canyon, some of these Grand Canyons in our mind where, okay, we'll start something, but then we won't continue it, right? We're redirecting that river. We're redirecting that energy into a new pathway and working it in. Page 10, choose a team of 3 to 5 people. Make your agreements. Now, guess what? You guys can make your own agreements too. You don't have to limit yourself to these, but the recommendation here is commit to play full out. Full out for, like Heidi says, yeah, you're a full-time realtor. So full out for you, maybe 5 a day, maybe 10 a day, maybe, you know, and you get to decide what your full out is, right? As far as, are you doing a minimum day? Or, you know, what is your minimum? What's your standard and what's your sprint, right? I have those 3 days that I know what I'm going to do. I know what my numbers are for that intention that day. And I don't feel bad if I'm a minimum day. That's what my intention was. How I'm playing full out of my business that day. But commit to playing full out. And keep in mind that when you're playing, this is a team. This triad is a team. Now you're not counting each other's numbers necessarily, but it is a team. And if you'll play as a team, have you ever played as a team and got something way more than you ever get just by playing by yourself? So if you hold back and don't play full out, it doesn't just affect you. It's the team, right? Hold yourself and others accountable, right? So who's going to step up and say, okay, we did not report today. Hey, ladies, here's my report. How's your report? Or, hey, ladies, we got an F this week. Are we all on the same page that this next week we're 100%, right? 100%. No quitting, no hiding, no excuses. No quitting, no hiding. So listen, you're doing this. I Can Sell and Recruit. You're committing to me. You're going to do it. Yes. Okay, great. I'm committing to you that I'm going to do it. No hiding. Today sucked. Actually, maybe I sucked today and I didn't do my intention. Oh no, I'm so embarrassed. Hey, That's okay. No hiding, no excuses. Hey, today, my intent, I don't have to say, I feel so bad. Da, 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 da. I gave you my intention in the morning. It was 20 today, my intention, 23 and 2, 20 touches, 3 IPAs, 2 neuro tools. And right now I'm at 12, 1, and 2, right? And if I did nothing else today, you know what I'm going to do at the end of the day? I'm simply going to say, Friday complete. What did I complete? Friday complete, 12, 1, and 2. I don't need to make any apologies, right? That's what I completed. Did I fully meet my intention that day? Maybe not. So again, but we're not going to hide. Hiding is we agreed. Number 2, hiding is not an option, right? Even if I fell short. Number 3, every morning, text the intentions to your team. Number of touches, number of nurtures, number of IPAs, number of neuro tools. Number 4, every afternoon, evening. It now says afternoon. Somebody in our triad said, does it have to be afternoon? Can I do it, or does it have to be evening? I play a game with myself. My game is, how soon can I get it done? Right? It's like, if I can get it done by noon, I love sending my triad saying, that sprint day that I said, here's Friday complete at 12 noon, 35, 5, and 2, right? So get it off your chest as soon as possible. But every afternoon, evening, sometime, report before you go to bed. Just hop on and say, here's where I was, right? It may surprise you on how much what you're doing, just the fact that you're doing it is inspiring to your team, right? To your triad. Not necessarily just the numbers that, oh, you look amazing, right? You did more than any of us. No, because you were never competing with anybody anyway, except for yourself. Number 5, results. This is something you should be doing in your triad. And we do it in our triad. What happened, right? What happened? Hey, I feel great. That's a result, by the way. Hey, I enrolled a customer today. Jacob enrolled a customer yesterday. Hey, awesome, right? So the results, did you hit the target? Celebrate together. Did you miss the target? Tweak for tomorrow. Hey, I missed my target for today, right? But here's what I'm going to tweak tomorrow. I'm going to do it earlier. So any other comment? Okay, Lillian's got a comment, and then we're going to move on beyond triads.
So can you show that page? I don't, because my thing doesn't have numbers, so I don't know what page 10 is. Choose, you're muted. Oh, triad accountable. I don't have that page. Okay, I guess I'll have to print it.
Seth, can I say something? Please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to say something. Hey, one of the things that I discovered this week, just kind of driving around because I'm gone. For those who are especially like busy doing other jobs, and my job's very, very demanding right now. One of the things that I have started doing that's helped me, because I'll write my goals and my intentions, and I'll maybe 70% of the time report them to my team. So I'm slacking to Vivian and Lillian, but you know what, doing my best. But anyway, sorry, squirrel. So what I started doing was writing my intentions and then bringing them with me, because literally sometimes I am gone from like 8:30 in the morning to like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. But I have what my intentions are, so I can put them in between my showings, or in between my clients, or in between whatever I'm doing. And I've actually felt like I've reached my goals better than I have in the last 2 weeks, because it's, again, sitting right there in front of my car, since I essentially live in my car right now. And I'm not at home. So anyways, just something that may or may not help you guys, those who are especially like really busy with other jobs and stuff like that.
I love that. I take my stack with me in a bag whenever I go and I leave the house. Thanks, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's move on. Specifically, if you're behind, by the way, it's okay. Anybody behind on their e-card? I'm still behind on my e-card, but I have made progress. I'm excited to get it up. Especially after listening to Richard. Richard's using his e-card as multiple approaches. Again, I'm going to say, see how you can get 64 pieces of content out of your e-card. Okay, 64 pieces of content out of your e-card. All right. So one of the new worksheets we did this week was right here, page 18 on my section, and it's got a funnel on here. And it's not the only one that has a funnel, but it looks like this. At the top, it says lead, nurture, know, like, and trust. So reviewing last week, we talked about the cycle, and I think this is brilliant. Just having this understanding is so important. There's at the top of the circle, it's lead generation, and then that leads to lead nurture. So lead gen is finding new people to talk to, new people in your phone, new people, social media, new people you run into, new people that you used to know, right? That you used to know, right? But you haven't talked to in a while. That's a new person. If I count, like if I haven't talked to that person in a year, that's a new person. Okay. That's kind of that's my arbitrary number that I decided, right? Then you go to lead nurture, right? That's a know, like, and trust. We're talking about that this week. Then you go to lead qualification, right? Which is, are they ready, willing, and able? And then you go to lead conversion, which is where we solve the pains, fears, needs, wants, and that's where we get the IPA, right? So today we're just focusing on lead nurture, and she's got us working on this, the know, like, and trust worksheet. It looks like this page 18 with the funnel. So the first thing is, I'd love to, you can type these in the chat box, or you can unmute, or you can raise your hand. Actually, raise your hand if you want to add to one of these, but no, because I think what are the reasons that people opt out? Okay. Well, I'd love to know some of these things that you typed or that you wrote down on your book. What are the reasons people are opting out? And when I say opting out, I'm not talking about necessarily opting out of the business, all that can be. It's anywhere along this funnel, but we're specifically kind of talking about the pre-IPAs, the pre-ITT kind of a thing, but all of it's, mapping all that out, mapping any of that is beneficial. Anybody want to tell us a few of the things? What are some of the things that you wrote down? Why do people opt out?
Seth, I wrote no trust, because when they say no, not interested, to me, that's, although we're friends, but that's no trust, because they don't know enough. So that means that I have to nurture more the prospect. Any comments? No, I know he's speaking, but so that was when the first no ops, it's when they say, no, I'm not interested. Yes, when they say that it's too expensive, it's the problem. It's not really that. You guys start asking more questions until the pain comes out. And it's not really the money. It's something else, but they mask it with the money, because we know that health has no price.
100% agree, Florence. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's their stuff. It's their, call it fear, call it whatever, but yeah, you can do what you can do. Maybe it's just a little too soon. That's all. They didn't feel that they knew you well enough. That's it. Bang on.
And would you say what I said about it's no trust in regards to when they say no, not interested? I have to go back to nurturing more the relationship. It's because they don't know enough. So I classify it as no trust. So I have to nurture more the relationship in regards to see how it comes that then I can solve their problem by connecting more and finding what the problem is.
Yeah, I think a lot of people confuse this idea. They see how fast this thing's supposed to roll, or they think it rolls, and it doesn't roll that fast. If you're getting a pushback on anything, they probably got asked too soon to go to the next step, and they weren't finished on the last step. So discovering everybody, and I think I've said this many, many times, I come from a belief that if everybody that I talk to allows me to explain in its entirety what LifeVantage offers, this is one of my core beliefs. If they allow me to explain in its entirety what LifeVantage offers, they will say yes and thank you. It may just be to consuming the product, but if I'm not allowed to explain in its entirety eloquently enough, then you get the standard hand up, thank you, no, been there, done that, whatever. And then usually I apologize. I said, I'm sorry, I dropped the ball somewhere. Somehow what you believe I'm doing is actually not what I'm doing. And that's my responsibility. So yeah, no, just doing this pre-ITT, that's huge. That is the business. That really is. Because when people like you and trust you, they will do what you do. They may not do the business, but how can they not? I've been trying to figure out what is another word other than business, because that has a whole loaded weight behind it. If you don't know people, then that's sad. But if you know people, would you not share with them the most important thing to swallow, especially now? And so they go, well, I don't understand. I get it. As I said before, if I'm not allowed to explain in its entirety, that's on me. So those are the skills, and this I can stuff is amazing. We've been doing this now, not as effectively as I wanted to, because it's just whatever. But my wife wakes up the next day and goes, I don't know if it's what I listened to last night while I was, or I'm just on a different mission. Now, you might not know who Bruna is, and you might see her numbers are a little bit low, but just to be comfortable, she brings in 15 to 20 customers a month on a slow month. And she doesn't think she's even doing it right. Just saying. There's a whole other issue. We got to deal with that. But I can't do that because I'm married to her. So that's Seth's job. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Flo. I'm reading the chat box, and I think Mary Lynn, you've got unmuted. I'm going to go to you here. So Beverly wrote timing, right? So the reason people opt out, this is so helpful to think about, right? It could be timing. Maybe they're not ready. Maybe they don't like and trust you yet. That's from Beverly. Richard says they don't know me well enough yet. Love that. Haven't found their pain point, right? I'll tell you, Mary Lynn, were you going to say something? I saw you unmuted.
I was accidentally unmuted. I'm listening and very much enjoying what I'm hearing.
Okay. I'm going to invite somebody, one or two people, raise your hand and just read us down what you've got right here. I'm going to read mine while you're looking at it. But again, two people. Okay, Lillian's going to go first after me. It doesn't matter if you have the same answers as somebody else or the same answer as me. I just want to know what was going through your brain. Here's what I thought when I think, why do people opt out? Why are they falling out of that funnel? And maybe early, right? They don't know specifically. Like I was thinking about me and what people are seeing on social media, or my friends, right? My friends from basketball, my friends from church, my best friends, right? Who aren't building the business with me. They don't know specifically what I'm actually doing. I'm pretty sure of that. They don't know who I really am. They don't feel my energy or my love. They don't know how I can help solve their problems. They're not ready for change. I haven't been clear about me and my mission. And another, they haven't heard any of the above repeatedly. Okay, there is no the post, right? Didn't you read the post? Didn't you watch my one story, right? No, this is repeated over and over. That was what I got. Lillian, you got your hands up.
So I wrote, so a lot of people say they don't like MLMs. They don't want to sell to their friends. I really think they don't understand how this is different. They don't understand the science that it backs up what we have. And I think most people lack vision. I think that's a you know, people are thinking like in their next week, next month, I think we're not good at painting that, or at least I'm not good at painting that big picture. And then for the product, they don't believe in natural things. They think it's too expensive. They need to ask their doctor, and they don't want to be on an auto ship. And also the no time, I get the no time a lot. Like, I don't have time.
Awesome. Great insights. Thanks. Mary Lynn, you got your hand up.
I could unmute, that'd be good. Yeah, I wrote too busy, don't like networking, can't sell, need to talk to my husband or my spouse or whatever. But I agree with the whole conversation that it's the relationship. Because I just look at Ken that we signed up today, Seth, right? He became a customer, a few months ago, and I don't know him. He's an online person, right? And he trusted the assets that he had seen that I'd given him to look at, and he became a customer. But I kept talking to him the whole time and building that trust, commenting on everything he posted online, just being a friend, like you would be a friend to anyone. But the reason I raised my hand wasn't any of that. I believe, well, I was thinking about the reason that I raised my hand was because I was listening to you say that people don't know what we do. And I wanted to just acknowledge that that is probably the truth, because I've had probably 5 people reach out to me in the last 3 weeks and say, I don't actually know what you do. What is it you do? Or I think my daughter might need to do what you do, but I don't know what you do. And so I think that we can be a lot more clear. We're trying to be so careful and not offend people, and not sell to people that I think they don't actually know what it is we're doing. And so I just wanted to emphasize those words that I heard from the rest of you, and say, amen. I think that's the truth. And I'm going to make sure that people know what I'm doing. I'm done talking.
Wow. And why do people not know what we do? I believe I know the reason that they don't know what we do. Are you running with me? It's because we don't know what we do. Why do people not know who we are? Because we might not be fully engaged with ourselves and know who we are. Know our mission. Getting really clear first with who you are. I am. Yes, Richard, that's why the E card. Richard's pulling out some serious nuggets here. Absolutely. Who am I? This is my post. This is going on my post today. I didn't quite get my story done. I got first page done and not the second and third today. And I got this from a call I was on with Deb today. But, look yourself in the mirror today. Go stand in front of the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Smile at yourself. And with all the love that you have and possess, look at yourself and say, I love you. Okay. We need to know who we are. We need to know who we are. Yes, Richard, look at that mirror. Know who you are, know what your mission is, and know what you do. And then tell it. Tell it, tell it, tell it, tell it. 64 pieces of content from that e-card, right? So lovely. Thank you, Mary Lynn. All right, let's go to the last part. We're going to wrap up. Let's go to the bottom part of that worksheet. Okay. And if you have not done this reasons people opt out, highly recommend. This is so insightful. I've never done this in 20 years in this industry, folks. And I'm like going through basic training here on how to sell and recruit. And it feels so doggone good, right? I'm through all this, I'm understanding, who am I? What's my mission? And what am I doing? And I love what Mary Lynn said about a lot of people don't know what we do. And part of it is because we've kind of been, there's been some conditioning, I think, in the industry, in the professions, like, well, if somebody asks what you do, tell them, well, I need to show it to you just like I saw it. So I can't talk about it over the phone. I can't tell you. I don't know how many times I have heard that. Okay. I don't know how many times I've heard that, but I've heard that trained, if they say, tell them that you're working with a publicly traded wellness company and okay. Remember what I said when I went to the orthodontist and had two teenagers beside me, and the lady's like, so what do you do? I said, I lead an MLM organization. And she's in the funnel now because she wanted information, right? I love it. Heidi sent that, and she's like, somebody was on the surfboard. She was out surfing, and some dude, I'm imagining this dude with either cornrows or dreadlocks, like, so ladies, like, what do you do then? She's like, I lead an, what did you say, Heidi? I lead an MLM team or something like that, right?
Yes, and he's in the funnel. He's a school teacher, a muscle-bound, really healthy. And I love to see school teachers like that are so together. And he first asked me if I was retired, because here I am, 66, surfing big waves with them. And he says, are you retired? And I'm like, no, I'm a realtor, but I'm really enjoying leading a large MLM organization. And then I paddled out to the next wave, and that was it. I mean, you got to leave them wanting more information, right, Seth?
Yes. He then engaged with you after, and that's how he's in the funnel, right? The lady, the orthodontic assistant engaged with me after she knew. She felt who I was. Again, know, like, and trust. Never met her before, but in the course of intake and, kids coming in and the consultation, and, all of that was increasing the know, like, and trust, right? There's this cowboy in front of them, and here's what he's doing. And he's got these kids, and these kids and him are having fun and joking and messing around with each other. Know, like, and trust, right? What do? I lead an MLM organization, right? I lead a growing MLM team, right? I mean, and, that's one way. It doesn't have to be that way, but again, knowing who you are, and then we got to share that message. And I think in social media too, we've been conditioned to say, you got to be curious, got to do curiosity. And what I'm seeing, and Mary Lynn, you can, I'd love to have you weigh in on this. I'm seeing more and more from different people inside our company, outside our company, just being, telling what they do, right? Instead of trying to, like, I want somebody to ask me about, activation. Now, again, I'm not saying, it's not like pill. Yeah, there's my pill. But it's like, so does anybody have you really ever told anybody, like in a Facebook Live, right? Or in your stories, like 7 pages, what is gene activation? Like, have you ever really just like sat down and tell people, okay, so my friend calls me, right, about an MLM company, and I didn't know MLM, and here's what got me, like, how many times have you really been just direct, or given value? Like Lillian had that nice post on immune support, right? I took those 3 pages and then made 4 pages after that with a video, and I had some interest, not overwhelming, but again, there's no just the one, but people know a little more about what I'm doing because of that. So, Mary Lynn, what's your thought about just being more really openly communicative about who you are, what your mission is, and what exactly you're doing, and how you can help them? Boy, sounds like your e-card.
Yes, I was just going to say, it sounds like your e-card. And I have to say that I have done all the work, but I am not finished with my e-card either. But I'm partway there. I'm just perfecting the words, and maybe that's a weakness of mine. I love what Sarah says. She said, post lots of C+ content. And that's really helped me, because I just tell myself, well, this is a C+ content piece, and I don't worry about making it perfect. But on the e-statement, am trying to get an A+. So it's taking me a little longer, but I'm really close. So I will share that. But yes, I think that is, that's exactly where I'm headed. Today, my post, when I hang up from this call, I already have the post. I've had it ready for a couple of weeks. I just haven't been in town, and I wanted to post it while I was in town. But it is about the business. It's still a little less direct, but it's preparing the path for me to get more and more direct. It starts with, I think if I remember right, it starts with people keep asking me, what exactly do you do? That's how I'm starting the reel. And then I've tried all kinds of different things since the summit, since the Life Vantage Summit that we just had. I've been testing out, like today I'm all swollen because I just had dental surgery again. And I tested this, I just said, there are 12 top disruptive technologies right now. And one of them is nutrigenomics. And that's the field I work in. Do you know what that is? And then I even got to the place where I said a tiny bit about the product. And then I said, they used to try to sell it in the store, but nobody knew what nutrigenomics is, which is exactly what just happened, because even the dental professionals didn't know what it was, right? And so they've moved it to direct sales, and that's what I do. And so it was, they totally responded. And actually, while we're sitting here, the dental assistant, who is a very educated woman, probably in her late 40s, early 50s, she just texted me while I'm on this call with all of you and said, "You're an angel for my health." So it must not have been bad to try that approach. So I've tried it several times in the last week, and it captures people's attention. So I'll keep working on perfecting that. But it's a good lead into our industry and MLM. So those are my thoughts, Seth.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Interesting. You talk about the disruptive technologies. Maybe some of you have heard me talk about this lately. I sat with Fry as we're writing a really we're honestly writing a new presentation, right? A new Life Vantage story right now that starts with your pain. Mary Lynn here heard it. Sam heard it. He was at Vision Summit. Soraya, you were there. You heard it. Starts with the pain in the world right now, how network marketing is a viable, awesome option because of ABC, and that there are now 12 disruptive technologies in the world right now. Artificial intelligence, robotics, driving cars, self-driving cars, cloud technology, 3D printing. Only one of the 12 is a biosciences, life sciences, health, wellness related technology. Only one of them. All the others are kind of, fuel and printing and clouds and, computer chip kind of stuff. Only one. And that is next generation genomics. Turning on can you imagine 12 disruptive technologies, and we're thinking right in front of it? It is time to stop talking about keep one, about presenting on how many percentages of glutathione were going up in every presentation. I'm not saying that piece of information isn't vital, right, or isn't important, but a very simple message about 80-year-olds performing like they're 20-year-olds because their genes are turned on, and that's called activation. And that's one of the 12 disruptive technologies in the world right now. And the only health, the number one technology in the world for turning around human health and wellness, right? Interestingly enough, I got on a little tangent, but what Mary Lynn said, that I've been preaching that for the last couple of weeks because we've been writing this presentation. We gave it for the first time last week. And the day that I post on my stories that there are 12, is like 5 pages, 12 disruptive technologies, 12. And then it was like it was a story, folks. It was the number 12. Go to the next slide. And then it was like the number 1. And then the next slide, 12. There are 12 disruptive technologies in the world. And they were all listed, kind of all smattered. Then the next slide, 1. One of them is health related. Boom, genomics, right? It was like 4 slides, leading people through a story They know what I know. They know what I'm doing. I'm teaching them what I'm doing, right? This is not just attraction. Like I'm so trying to be like really, what do I want to say? Vague. No, I'm literally telling you the story, right? And then my buddy, is it coincidence that my buddy who's in the funnel, who hasn't done anything since the last time I did a body reset, which I want to say is like 6 months ago, right? Texts me and says, and by the way, he saw that. I know he saw that story. I know he saw all 4 pages of that story, because that's the analytics I get from checking my stories and checking the last page of my stories, right? Which is, I want to know who watched all my stories. And then I filter through that every day, who could be a prospect, nurture, or new lead, right? Or in the funnel, right? Already in ITT. He texted me that day after he watched the story and said, okay, you got me. Maybe I really want to try your supplement stuff and see if it really works. What do you recommend? He's on 2 stacks because I told the story, and then the answer, the result is on a consumer side is activate and stack. Activate and stack. He is on a gut health. He's on the metabolism stack and the gut health stack. Like 227 PV, I think is what it is, or 227 PV with double NRF2. And you know why, how that happened? He said, what should I get on? And I sent him a voice to text, and it said, I think you should start with the metabolism, or based on his health goals, because he wanted some weight loss too. I said a metabolism or a gut health stack. And then you may want to add the protein shake, right? And then I sent it, but what it transcribed was the metabolism and oops, I muted myself. Sorry. So instead of doing or, it did and. So I sent him, I recommend that you get on the metabolism and gut health stack, and then supplement also with the protein shake. So guess what? He did both of them. I got on, I looked at his order. He was on metabolism and gut health and the protein shake, which he has 2 bottles of Protandim, Nerf 2. So you know what I told him? I said, I would hyperdose with Nerf 2 for the first month, right? Let's get that really activating in your body, activate and stack. So just interesting how telling my story, what I really do, turned into, that. Let's go Lillian and Jacob, and then we're probably going to wrap up unless there are other comments. Go ahead, Lillian.
So that little video that I sent you was based on what you're talking now about using the e-card, but I put it on Instagram. I haven't used on Facebook. So when I try to do the Facebook stories, if they're long, Carolee told me that you have to upload them in Messenger. I mean, that's something separate, but I have more, when I post videos or do lives, I have more people watch when I do on the Facebook page than on the stories. Should I do both, or or just recycle it? Like put it on Facebook and then wait a couple of weeks and put it on stories and wait a couple of weeks and put it again?
64 pieces of content, right? 64 pieces of content. People, again, what do people know what you do? No, they don't. Why, pardon me, what is the thing? Why do people opt out? They haven't heard what you do, who you are, what your mission is, repeat how you can help them repeatedly. So, change it up, give it some time. Sometimes I'll repost the same thing. Some of those like the CEO women shareables that I'll make, I'll put them in different format. I'll put them on the stories, and then I'll put them as a static post. And then I might put 3 together today just because I want to do an I can, I will, I am. I mean, if you got good content on your stories, but you never get that over to your page, then it's gone. It's gone because Facebook stories is gone. Right. So, I have all those videos saved, but I'm really now striving to catch up because I'm doing so much on stories and I'm not then capturing it on my Facebook page, which is there forever. People That's like duh, Seth. That's like basic question. If somebody went to your social media page, would they be able to, would they know who you are, what your mission is, and what you believe in, what you do, and of course they probably get little snippets here and there, a theme. That's great. Is if somebody spent a little time there, would they know what you do, right? Would there be an end? Patty Thomas, Seth, I haven't seen you in 13 years. I thought of you this morning. I looked you up on Facebook and I found the little yellow pill, right? I want to order. Now, by the way, she brought her friend. I enrolled her friend enrolled her, and the friend's already enrolled a chiropractic office. That all happened, in 13 days. 13 days. She reached out to me 2 weeks ago tomorrow. Thanks, Lillian. Who was next? Who else had their hand raised?
It was Jacob.
Oh, Jacob, what's up?
I was just gonna say, in the whole like touches and nurture part, I think one of the things that I've struggled with is trying to have one size fits all like approach, and really you can just be creative and have fun with it, and that's what I'm trying to do better of. And I think that makes it interesting, so you don't feel like you're beating the same drum. I listened to the Friends and Family Axio video because I was like, there's a lot of good testimonials in these Friends and Family videos in the app that we do. If you struggle with any of your belief at all, go to that and just hear those testimonials. And I reached out to a coworker that works with US Foods for me and with me also in Virginia, and she's a mom. And I said, hey, Lauren, would you do me a little favor / request? And she said, sure, what's up? And I said, will you watch these 2 links between now and Wednesday? I know moms that are struggling with energy or have kids that are struggling with focus in school or ADD and stuff like that. And she texted me back. She's like, sure, I'd love to. My sister just started some ADD meds, and I think I struggle with ADD too. So I'd love to see what it's about. So I think it's just get creative, have fun with different approaches. That's what I'm going to try and do, I guess.
Love it, and have fun, Joan says, Seth, where can we find those slides? Sam just texted me too. As soon as they are done, definitely going to release them, because the plan is to tighten up this presentation again with pain. We're going to start with pain, right? Then we're going to start with options. Then we're going to go to the 12 disruptive, and then we're going to go into the company, and then the product, and then leverage and compensation. It's a full presentation. It'll be a slide deck. From there, we'll take that slide deck, simplified because it's way too long right now. It's going to be very visual. Then we're going to produce a tear-off sheet. Why a tear-off sheet? Because I'm building in international countries, right? I need a 2-page front and back, super simple presentation where they're not using PowerPoint, right? I have a distributor who enrolled 10 platinum packs 2 days ago. 10. Yeah, she did 10 in the Philippines, folks. In the Philippines. She's Pro 4 this month. Woohoo! Okay, she went from Pro 3 to Pro 4. And she needs to duplicate. And she needs to duplicate herself. She needs a simple presentation. So the slide deck telling the story, to a flip chart, to a flip chart that's shareable on a shorter presentation, right? On your phone, kind of like a slide deck for your phone from the flip chart, if that makes any sense. Something very simple. You can tell the story. So we're working on that. I don't have a date yet, but it's super, super important to me. In the meantime, I am still using the same tools. I'm still using the tool video that is on the app, that is on the YouTube channel. I'm not changed any of that. I'm still recruiting. That's how I've recruited 5 distributors this month, right? I'm not changing anything. I'm not slowing down because I think we're going to get better. I'm still, pedal to the metal on that. Okay. So, Mary Lynn, you had your hand up.
I did. I pulled up that little reel that I thought maybe I could show you guys. Do you have 30 seconds? It's a 30-second reel.
Do it. Share your screen.
Okay, well, it's not on here, so I have to turn the video. But tell me if you can see it. Here I go. It's on my computer. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
So I thought that was pretty direct. I might change the words after Vision Summit, but at least people will know what I do.
Can you play it one more time since it was so short? I was trying to get you on the screen.
Okay, sir.
And I
Is that
recommend
okay,
you all,
Seth?
yeah, and I recommend you all change it to speaker view so that so that Mary Lynn's screen is the #1 screen. If you're in the gallery view, then it's going to be small. So if you change your view option to speaker view, then you'll see her better.
Can you put your
And I might
computer
change-
screen up just a little bit, Marilyn? Just
Sure.
like a tad.
I can't see what you guys see because I have to turn it up from my phone. So there you go. Can you see it now? Is that a good placement?
I think
Yep.
you're good.
Yeah.
Is there music with this?
There will be. I haven't put it in right now. I just added it in a different software.
Cool.
Well, that's it. That's what I'm going to post. And then I'm going to start posting more content following that about the business side.
Awesome. Now,
Awesome.
lest anybody think I need to have that exact reel that Mary Lynn had, keep in mind that as soon as you start sharing that, then it's not going to be as effective for you because that's not unique content. Right? It's like if you just copy everything, like I copied Lillian's stuff, it was really good, but I don't think I honestly didn't get as much traction as I normally get because it wasn't unique. I probably would have gotten more if I would have used different photos, but in the interest of time, it was awesome. And I love what Lillian put together. So you could take this message that Mary Lynn has done. You could spend 15 minutes. You don't even have to make a video out of it, right? Use your skills. You could actually just record it, right? Or you could do it out of Canva, right? Or you could just screenshot it. So don't get too caught up in super technical things. Whatever you could do that you could get on and move with today, within the hour, within the 15 minutes is probably worth it. If you feel like, oh, now I need to go buy this editing software. I knew this and this, and this. It's just the message that she's
The
put up
message of
telling
get
people what
skills,
she's
pay
doing.
bills. Get skills, pay bills. That was the message I was looking for.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Any other parting comments before we check out? And I will get this up on the thread. You can share this with your teams. You can share this with people who are not in the I Can Sell and Recruit class. And that's an invitation for them to come, right? By the way, this recording is going on the team website so that in the future you can refer to all these and you can put your team into a class, even if we're not all doing it, and you can kind of walk them through, go through the class, now go listen to the supplementary material, right? So we're getting better and better.